Yes, people. Welcome to another edition of the ManDem United podcast on Sarcasm City TV, brought to you by myself, Flawless Mr. Taino, and I'm joined by my fellow co-host, man like Zeno, is in the building. What are you telling me, Zeno? You good?
Yeah, man. Well, everything besides football, yeah. I can't even answer that question, man. You need to stop asking if I'm good, bro.
I need to ask
You'll
if
never
you're good,
be
man,
good.
because you was positive, but we gonna get into now. We'll get into it now before I get into all the regular stuff. You was positive before the young boys game. You was gassed, talking about we can beat PSG. That's Rashford Stadium. We can go far in the Champions League. All this type of stuff. What are you telling me now, Zeno? Well, go on. That was just a week
Do you know
ago.
what? I didn't realize the magnitude of the Ole tax. I thought our players, I thought Pogba, Ronaldo, I thought that tax would outweigh Ole tax, but I just didn't realize. I just didn't clock it, and well, it came and bit me. So yeah, it's what it is. You got me positive when we done the 10 positive show,
I was just
and
trying to
ever since
breathe.
then,
So you
ever
blaming
since
me
then,
for
it just
you being
went downhill.
I said positive. I didn't say wild delusion. You know what I'm saying? You went over to that side. We was at positive. Then you went into wild delusion talking the most. We're gonna smack young boys. We'll beat PSG. That's Rashford Stadium. Champions League incoming. We got Champions League Varane. We got Jamar, aka Jaden Sancho. We have world-class
Shame.
Cristiano Ronaldo. You was gassed, fam. And then now Zeno's just on a vibes thing with me.
Do you
Literally.
know what? You look at our team on paper and you
Mm.
just think like, how is this team not winning? How is this team like rival fans look at us and they don't
Two
get
words,
scared?
two syllables. Ollie tax. That's what it is. Any
That's the
problems you look
thing,
at with
man.
Manchester United on the pitch, two words, two syllables. Ollie tax. But before we go even further into all of that, love to everybody who is supporting Sarcasm City TV in whatever capacity. It's much appreciated and it does not go unnoticed. So love to everyone who is supporting the channel. Big up to each and every one of you lot who be supporting the YouTube, also supporting the Twitch, be supporting all the shows, following all the hosts, including Zeno as well. Zeno's TikTok is underneath in the description, I believe. If it's not, I am going to add it, but it should be underneath in the description. But I will add it if it's not. And if you haven't seen the ManDem United podcast before, people, it is a podcast hosted by myself and Zeno, dedicated to all things Manchester United. All things Manchester United we're discussing. So please keep all your comments and questions Manchester United related, please. And we'll answer any questions you lot have. Mods, get everybody liking, sharing, and subscribing. And please make sure you do that. Whether you're watching live right now or you're watching this back, hit the like button on the video. Share it across all the socials as well. You lot need to continue to do that because you're doing a very good job and that helps the channel grow. So make sure you share it across all the socials. Go to my Twitter and Instagram at That's Me Flawless, and you can retweet and like it and share it from there as well. And subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. It is road to 4K. Road to 4K on Sarcasm City TV. We're closing in on 3.5K. So yeah, road to 4K. Big up to each and every one of you lot as well. Black Diamond here says like, share, subscribe. Also follow Sarcasm City TV on Twitch for equally excellent content. And remember to set your notification button so you'll be reminded when we're online. Much love. Larger Black Diamond
Yeah.
every single time. Ferocious Lee says, let's fucking go, boys. Big up to Ferocious Lee. Conrad says, big up Flawless and Zeno. Big up to you.
Big up, man.
Off topic, we all PSG today. Of course. We're ABC over here. Anybody but C. Of course. That's what it is. It's ABC
Yeah,
thing.
100%.
Anybody but City, like that's what it is. ABC, unless they're playing the Scousers, then we want them to both lose. That's how it works. Yeah. So this weekend we want them to both lose. 22-man bust up, 8 red cards. You know what I'm saying? Both managers sent to the stands, all that type of stuff. We just want as much chaos as possible. OTG says good luck against Villarreal. Thank you because we're gonna need it.
We're gonna
Big up
need
Flawless.
everything, man.
Large up to Wayne. He says, big up Flawless. Thank you for earlier. Big up Zeno. Yeah, man. Wayne is calm. And
Big
for
up,
those
man.
that don't know what Wayne is talking about, I spoke on it from a fair eye view yesterday. I spoke on it on Relegation Watch. And just there's many females in this YouTube content creator space. There's many females on this channel as well. And we're just talking about the sexism they receive, especially on Twitter, and it's disgusting. And we're gonna continue to talk about it and continue to call it out, man. If you see a girl, a female, don't matter if she know her and don't matter if she supports your team or not, getting some abuse, getting that, or go back to the kitchen, you don't know anything, all this type of stuff. Like, no, that's
Yeah.
not what we're running with. Not at all. We ain't running with. So make sure you call that out. Ahmed says, big up to my. Yo, I'm getting a bit of feedback from you, fam.
Me?
Can you hear that? Yeah, when I'm talking in it, there's a bit of an echo. Bit of an echo. I don't know what's going on. No, it's when I'm talking to you. Now it's gone. Well, I think have you muted yourself? Yeah, it's when I'm talking to you and that, fam. You got any regular headphones that ain't AirPods? Because I'm getting some feedback from you. That's all it is. When I talk, I can hear an echo. You lot let me know if it's just me though. I can hear a bit of an echo when I'm talking.
No.
Yeah. Go on, say something. Yeah, it's gone now. Wait, no, I can
It's
still
calm
hear it.
now?
Nah, I can still hear it when I'm talking.
No,
Let me
one
know,
second.
people. If it's a problem, let me know. Ahmed says, big up my two bros, Flawless, and my centre back partner, the young G Zeno. Yes. So the Fantasy Premier League. I know this is not Manchester United related, but I discussed this right now in regards to the Fantasy Premier League, people. Fantasy Premier League. Pro clubs on FIFA 22, the Sarcasm City TV FC. That'll be starting either this weekend or next weekend. So if we don't start this weekend, next weekend we'll definitely be starting that. Ahmed's involved, Zeno's involved, I'm involved. All the hosts, well, a lot of the hosts who are on the channel will be involved as well. The likes of Tox, the likes of Monts, the likes of Ryan, Statman Baines, etc., etc. Yeah, come on, run it. I think it's fine still. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit of an echo, but it's calm. OTG's got a question for you here, actually. But before we get into that, actually, I'll let you answer this question first before we actually get into the title. Does Zeno still think United can go far? No banter, just wondering.
Even from before, like real talk, when I was saying we could win everything, you always have that doubt. I think the best we can do is make top four if we have Ole. Real talk, I don't see us winning anything. Like we don't play good football. We just can't win anything. I don't think our players can get us through every game, like from now till the Champions League final. And the Premier League is harder to win. If there's one of them where we could win it by individual brilliance, it's the Champions League. Premier League, you can't win on individual brilliance because they'd have to turn up week in, week out. And if that's the case, we could have done it last season as well.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know. I think top four is the only thing we'll get. Like, that's the best we'll do under Ole.
Well, I hear that. Big up one done. Who says blessings, fam? Unja says Sarcasm CTV GOAT, much appreciated. Chris K says big up Flawless. Players on their own can only do so much in football. The manager is the alpha and the omega. Pretty much to what you were saying. Malcolm also says big up the ManDem. Nippon says sorry Flawless, I don't work like that. I'm backing any team in the Premier League to do well in the Champions League until or unless we play them. That's you, Nippon. I'm not on that vibe. I want all the English teams to
Yeah.
do bad. I'm not with that. I'm rivals we're in England. No, you know what I'm saying? I don't want Chelsea, Liverpool, City, anybody doing well in Europe at all. No. You know what I'm saying? I want you all to go out in the group stages. Umar says, big up Mr. Take Note and Zeno. Large up to Umar
Big
as
up,
well.
man.
Ahmed says, like the video and drop a sub. Jeffrey says, big up from ATL. Crisis now. It's been a crisis. We're going to get into that. That's why I put the question mark on it. Hey, Flawless, who's the most deluded United fan you know? I don't really know any deluded United fans, to be honest. Like that, I have fans I disagree with, but to go as far as to call them deluded is a bit too strong. So none of them.
Yeah,
Large
man. If you're
Ryan,
looking for them deluded fans, go on Twitter. You'll see people who still
yeah,
think
yeah,
Ole
yeah,
is good enough.
yeah. I think McTominay is world class and stuff like that. Big up, big bro, and Zeno. Large up to Ryan in the cut as
Big
well.
up,
So yeah,
man.
as who was it? I mentioned it. Here was Jeffrey, who's obviously from Atlanta, who said crisis now, it's been a crisis. So that is the title of the episode. Crisis at Manchester United already. And that's why I always put question marks in the title because it's something to discuss. It's a question I'm posing. Crisis at Manchester United already. Zeno, what are you telling me? You think it's a crisis already this season?
Well, it depends. What do you when you say crisis? What are you saying? Like everything goes downhill from here?
Yeah, everything's just been going down. Yes, like everything is currently going downhill and is looking like we're not going uphill. Everything's going downhill.
The thing is, though, you look at Ole's time at United, and he's always had periods of whether it's bad games or good games. That's how it's always been. So we've always
Yes.
had a bad period and a good period.
Mhm.
He'd always have the bad period after the bad period when he starts getting slander from the media, like when Poch done the interview from Sky Sports. You know when Poch was still free,
Yeah.
and there were rumors of him coming to United. Then Ole just flips the switch, and then we just go on a good winning run. And I low key think because he always does it in the hard games. Like you said, the only the only consistency with United is that we're inconsistent, and
Mm,
you could never predict us to win a game, or you're never surprised by results. That's the same thing with
correct.
us, with Ole. So we could beat City, but we'll lose to Watford, and
Correct.
now we're going on a tough run. I think Ole might go on a good winning run. I don't know if it's me wanting to see us win, but I don't know if it's a crisis yet because I don't think we're just gonna go downhill from here,
Mm.
because that's how Ole's been when, when it gets rough and he's getting slandered in the media and his job is being questioned, he turns it around somehow. So I low key think the next few games we might go on a winning run, but I don't know. That's maybe because I want to see that, but I don't know what you think. Do you think it's gonna go worse from here?
I'm not sure. Slow mode is on as well, people. Slow mode is on. I forgot to turn it on beforehand. Do we go on a win and run from here? No, I don't see it. I think this legit could be the end of the road for him. I think this
Mm,
legit could be the end of the road for him. Because the only way I see him getting sacked is if we're looking like we're not going to make top four. Even if we go out in the Champions League, even if we're far off the
yeah.
top, as long as we're in contention and we're 3, 4, 5, 6 points away from top four, he'll always keep his job. However, we got that tough run coming up that we spoke about in depth already, multiple occasions from during October up until November. We spoke about it ample times. I don't know where wins are coming from in that period. I can see us getting a lot of draws, but I don't know where wins are coming from in that period. I legit don't know.
Mm.
I'm unsure. What are you telling me? What you
Do you know
reckon
what he
about that?
said?
Do you
Do you know
reckon
what he
it's
said
you
in the
reckon it's
press
gonna be the end of the road
conference,
for me?
though?
Go
Do you
on.
know what he said in the press conference? So
Go on.
he's talking about the Villarreal game, and he says
Mhm.
it's not a must-win game.
No, he didn't say that. No, he didn't say
He
that.
said that.
No, he didn't.
Someone
And
asked
you
him
lied to me,
because you lost
Zeno.
the first game. Oh, you man in the chat, find exactly what he said
Put the
word for
quotes in the
word. But
comments. Yeah, put the
I'm
quotes in the
telling you,
comments, people.
he said it's not a must-win game.
You know, I
That's
refuse
why I
to
wanted
believe
to
he
get
said
your
that.
reaction.
No, he didn't, man.
We lost our first game. I think we've lost two on the bounce. Then we already lost the first Champions League game. We're playing at home. This is our first home game. Everyone knows to get through to the knockouts, you have to win all your home games, then draw one away game, and then you're through. And he's saying it's not a must-win game.
He didn't
I
say
don't know if
that.
he's doing this to take pressure off people, but bro,
He didn't.
I don't know. It might be the end of the road for him if it's looking like this.
He did. I refuse
Because
to believe that he said that. Well, we
Villarreal
knew.
have been on a good run. I think they drew against Real Madrid 2-2. They've been playing good
They've
football,
not.
apparently.
They've drew 4 games. There's 4-0 games or something like that.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah,
that just shows they're hard to break
yeah. They've
down
had
then.
4-0 and they will. They are hard to break
Even if
down.
they're
You're
not
right.
scoring, they're hard to break down. And, well, Ole said himself, we have a hard time against low blocks.
Mm.
So,
Friggin'
bro, it's
Ollie, man.
looking peak, man.
Ollie. Sorry, people. I'm just dealing with making sure slow mode's on and everything like that. Abdallah says, big up my guys, flawless and shot. This is Zeno. This guy said shocks. This is Zeno Abdallah, but we'll let it slide. It's okay. He said, keep slapping the likes up, people. Make sure you do that as well. No way that he said it's not. He didn't say that. Someone please put his quotes in the comments. Unja here says,
No, let me
Ollie,
find those quotes out.
weather the storm, Solskjaer, give my manager time. I beg, manager. I like how you said that. I'm OTG says, I feel like Ronaldo wouldn't accept if you guys went on a bad run, otherwise, not his winning mentality. That's what makes me think it could be the end of the road. That's what makes me think that 100%.
Well, because of Ronaldo.
Yes, Ronaldo, I can see it happening.
Ooh.
Yes. Problem is, not only did you lose your first Champions League game, you lost your easiest game. Says Ryan. Yeah, you're not you're spot on. Johan says we haven't got a point in the easiest Champions League group of them all. Embarrassing. It is. Chris Gay says, what makes you think we can beat Villarreal when they are better this year? You're right. I'm not confident going into this Villarreal game. I've already said draw. I've already said I don't want to do the watch along. Legit, I don't want to do the watch along. Because I know what it could be. Let's talk Man United says no calling flawless. No, not today. We don't do callings on ManDem United. Unless it's like certain bigs happened and we're like, all right, we want to get the views more often. And no, we don't do callings on ManDem United. Where else we at? Look at this guy. Had a ball break my window a few days ago. Anyone have Bruno's number? Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ha ha. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying and this guy in it. You're supposed to move to how you go on,
So
fam.
this is what it says. This is on
I'm listening, keep going. Go on, I'm still here.
the Man United admin. It says in quotes, it's still not a must-win game, but it's a very important game. That's what he says. Bro, we're not a serious club. How is your manager saying it's not a must-win game when we lost the easiest game? We're playing our first home game. We lost 2 on the bounce, and he's saying it's not a must-win game. This guy's a fool, man. He's a fool. Ole Craig David by November.
He a
Yeah,
fool. You
look,
right? Because he a fool. That's what it is.
he's a clown, man. How is he saying it's not a must-win game?
Because he's trying to take the pressure off himself already against Villarreal. We're at home to Villarreal, and this guy is trying to take the pressure off already. Large up Carefree Lewis in the comments as well, even though he's being a prick. Make sure you subscribe to his channel also. We're playing Villarreal. It's not a must-win game. We lost the first game, yes. So if we draw this, we got 1 point from 6. And we got Atalanta back-to-back, who are the toughest team in the group during that tough period as well, where we have Chelsea, City, Arsenal, Spurs, Watford.
Rotation's going to be mad.
This guy don't rotate. You know what I'm saying? This guy don't rotate nothing. So yeah, to answer the question, I'll answer it. Is it a crisis? Yes, but it's been a crisis. It's just the fact that sometimes we kind of move away from the crap. But I say this all the time. We're always 1 or 2 bad results away from the manager being under severe pressure again and us being in a crisis. Are we currently in a crisis? Absolutely. It can't get much worse than this. We went out of the league. We lost to Young Boys. Went out of the League Cup. Lost at home to Aston Villa. So how could it be better? I mean, how is that not a crisis? I don't understand. Go on.
Do you know, in the sense, I think it is a crisis because if we do keep Ole and we don't win anything, look at the players we're going to lose. Okay, people, they have their doubts. Martial, fair enough, but that's one player we're losing. Pogba, he hasn't signed a new contract, so he's going to go for free. Donny will probably go because he won't get game time. Ronaldo, I don't know, he has 1 more year left. Will he use up that year, or would the club want to sell him to get bread? Yeah. Cavani's definitely going to go. That's 5 players. I think that's 4 starting players gone. And then imagine. So the thing is, we need a manager to come in and win right now because of the squad we have.
Facts.
So for me, it is a crisis if we keep Ole. Simple as that.
And it's going to continue. So it's like sometimes we might avert danger and not be in crisis waters, but we're always just round the corner from crisis waters. Literally. All the time. Abdallah says, oh shit, sorry, big up Zeno. I'm kind of wave right now, flawless. Do not worry about it, Abdallah. Enjoy yourself. Jeffrey, here it is. Ollie, it's a must-win game. It's not a must-win game, but it's very important. After the Young Boys game, if you win one away and your home games, you should be through. Because that'll take you, if you win your home games, that's 10 points. But it's 9 from home games, and then, 1 away, that'll be 12. Yeah, but how about you don't win today? How about you win tomorrow, I should say? Win this game, which puts us in a great position. Because Villarreal and Atalanta drew, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
I think.
So everybody's on 1 point in the group apart from us. So we're not caught drift or anything like that, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big up to Eddie. He says, "Well, go on, bros. Shout out to the bros in the chat. We pray for tomorrow. Yeah, it's gonna be peak still. I don't even want to do the watch along, Eddie. I'm here. I will be doing it. Obviously, Eddie, you're more than welcome to join me. But if you don't want to jump on, I fully understand. Here's a question. I'll let you answer it first, Zeno. Could Dalot and Tellez coming in be a catalyst for a shift in defensive personnel, or are Ollie's favorites untouchable?
Do you know what? I'm happy Wan-Bissaka's thing, what you call it, suspended, because I really want to see Dalot with our first team. I think Dalot can fit in perfectly. With Tellez, him coming back from injury, I don't think he's match fit. So Wan-Bissaka, the thing is, Ole, he doesn't, like you say, he just doesn't take
wait, people, before Zeno continues, you hear the stress in his voice right there. That tells you all you need to know. Hear the stress in his voice.
He doesn't choose players who are doing well. Like, he chooses his favorites, and it's never going to change. Like, look, Rashford's going to come, and I'm telling you now, he's going to force Rashford to come back.
Facts. Yep. He is 100% facts.
The thing is, look, I think Shaw is injured. He's not injured for a long time, but as Tellez, he can have a good game, but he's going to get benched as soon as Shaw is back. Even if Shaw is playing bad, that's the thing. It's always been like this with Ole. If a player is playing bad, same with De Gea. Same thing happened. De Gea was on poor form. Terrible. One of the worst players in the team, and he still kept De Gea playing. When we had Romero, who's probably the best second choice keeper, and that's exactly why you have them players. So when De Gea is slipping up, take him off, let him see the bench. let him get his time off, time away. And Romero is a very good backup keeper as well. It's not like Romero is dead. Probably one of the best keepers in the Premier League as well at the
Oh,
time.
he's definitely one of the best. He's definitely one of the best. What's it called? One of the best. So what I'm looking for, number two goalkeepers you were talking about. In regards to Ahmed's
He,
question, go on, go on. Finish, fam.
yeah, I
Come,
know,
come.
but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see like Dallo and Tellez doing well and them keeping their place. I don't see that with anyone. Ole
Absolutely
will
not.
always go back to his favorites
Yep.
because look at Donny. Donny played such a good game against West Ham. Yeah, we lost, but look at McTominay. McTominay ghosted, but you're going to see McTominay tomorrow because that's
100.
Ole's favorite.
Yep. At the Untouchables, Zeno hit the nail on the head in regards to Dalot and Tellez can come in. Dalot could play 10 out of 10 tomorrow. Wan-Bissaka's
Mm.
going straight back in. Tellez could play 10 out of 10 today and on the weekend. Soon as Shaw's fit, he's coming back in. There's no competition for places at Manchester United. Nobody's held accountable in the entire club, from the owners all the way down to the players. The owners have been terrible, not held accountable. Our board, for the most part, have been terrible, not held accountable. Our manager, terrible, not held accountable. His coaching staff, not held accountable. When players perform poorly, not held accountable. You all here, but the majority of you like will have day jobs that are old enough to have jobs. If you don't hit a certain level at work, you'll get criticized. I've had jobs in the past, many, and I've fucked about and not been up to scratch and got it in the neck over it. That's how it works. But at Manchester United, which is the highest level in terms of profession, because you're playing for Manchester United in the Premier League, in the Champions League at the top level, nobody's held accountable. How many poor
Yeah.
performances did De Gea have that we spoke on? De Gea, I've said this before. He's been good so far this season. De Gea's have not had a good season in 3 years. There's no other top profession where you can underperform for 3 years and still keep your job. Bear in mind, he's one of the highest paid players at the club as well. 3 years, this guy's not performed at a high level. This season, I'm hoping for that to change. But 1 in 4 is not good enough for where Manchester United are trying to go. So that's what it is with Dalot and Tellez. No matter how well they play, they're not going to keep their job. I'm looking forward to seeing it, though. That is one. If we were doing 10 positives, that's one of them. Dalot and Tellez. That's how far. That's what I'd say about that. Go
But
on.
it's only a positive because Wan-Bissaka is suspended and Shaw is injured. That's why it's a positive. Otherwise, if they were fit and they were able to play, it's not a positive.
Yep. You got a point. You got a point.
It's
I'm not you,
embarrassing, man.
you not lying. You not lying. Let's go to some more. You lot continue to get your questions in as well. Keenan says, crisis. What crisis, guys? Some fans wanted Ollie to stay, so they got what they wanted, and here we are. It is what it is, just vibes now. I've been on a vibes thing. Zeno, I think you said you're now on a vibes thing. So what's changed your mind? Why are you on vibes? What happened?
Well, it's because when you it's the hope that kills you, basically. So
Told you. Yep.
whenever we go into a game, I always predicted United to play well. Like West Ham, I
Mhm,
predicted us to batter them 4-0, and we
mhm.
were lucky to scrape a win in the Premier League game. The cup game, I said we have a better second team than they do. I saw our lineup. I said there's no ways we concede one goal and then we lose. And it just pisses you off so much, and it's just so stressful. Whereas if you do a flawless does and you don't expect anything, like whatever happens, you're just like, well, it's Ole tax. Like if you could see us play Man City and beat us, and you wouldn't be shocked. The next game we'll play Watford, you'll see us lose, and you wouldn't be shocked. That's what I'm on now. I just don't
Yep.
expect anything.
Don't expect absolutely nothing. That's what I'm on. And that's what I've been on before the season started. So I've been on. I've been on this. And now everybody's quiet. What happened to all them people who jumped in the watch along when we beat West Ham in the Premier League game that were trying to go at me and Zeno and Danny? Oh, you're not a true fan. You're not a true fan. If United are successful, you shouldn't celebrate on that. Oh, you might disappeared. We lost to West Ham, you lot disappeared. Lost to Young Boys, you lot weren't around. I mean, then we lost to West Ham in the League Cup. Then we lost to Villa on the weekend. You lot disappeared.
They're
Disappeared. Ryan
so
said,
they're so
come.
inconsistent. Like they say, "Oh, we play bad football, but you got a result." Now we're not getting the results, and we're still playing
Facts.
bad football.
Yep. Spot on. Absolutely spot on. Still playing back. So we're not entertained and we don't get good results. At least if we weren't winning things and we weren't winning things and weren't getting good results, at least play entertaining football. At least play attacking football. So it's like, all right, we lost 4-3,
Mm.
but whew, what a game. You know what I'm
Wait,
saying?
wait.
What a game. Go on.
Can I just carry on? Because you said play attacking
You go.
football now. If the
You
Elliot
go.
Ole in is here, and I made a video on this. This was like my match reaction. In the last two games, we took 55 shots and we created 40 chances. Okay. Now, if you look at that on paper, you'd think, oh, we played so well. We absolutely destroyed these teams. That's what you think. But there's more to stats than that. There's a thing called XG. I don't know if people are aware. That's the
Expected goal
quality of a
people.
chance. Yeah, the quality of a chance. Now I'll tell you this. The average expected goal for every shot we took was 0.07, which means listen, every shot we took had a 0.07 chance of scoring.
There you
That
go.
had a seven every shot. And let me give an example of a
Talk about it.
7% XG. Do you
Talk
remember
about
that
it.
Pogba goal versus West Ham from
Yes.
outside the box, from that
Yes.
far? That
Mm-hmm.
that was a XG of 0.06 or 7. But
Yeah,
that's
because
an example.
that's not
So
that's not a
yeah,
normal everyday thing. Yeah, go on, carry on, carry
yeah.
on.
So that's the thing. So everyone's saying we've been playing attacking football and it's on the players because they aren't scoring. Don't look at those stats only. Look at XG. We haven't been breaking down teams. We haven't been creating clear-cut
Nope.
chances.
Have
Look
we
at
yet?
how Arsenal played against Spurs in the first half. Bro, they look so good. I was so jealous. The goals they scored,
Let's go,
they
bro.
had patterns of play. You look Saka running down, crossing the ball, Smith Rowe. Look how easy it is to score. That's what you call patterns of play. That's what you call an easier goal. Like for us, how can you have a 7% chance of scoring with every shot outside the box using your weak foot? That's not
Seven.
attacking football, guys.
Yeah.
That's
People
individuals trying to pull something.
individual brilliance, isn't it? It ties in to what Manchester United are, what Gary Neville called us individual brilliance FC, and that's what we didn't call us individual brilliance, but he said that's what we rely on. Ryan says if you lose tomorrow, it's disastrous. You basically can't afford any more bad results after that in the group. Pretty much, so you're pretty much spot on. Pyramid Scheme says there's no crisis. Everything is going according to plan. Ollie will be gone by December, and our new manager will blitz the league. I think a new manager does blitz the league because he gets the most out of these players. But is there a current crisis? Absolutely, there's a current crisis. Unja says,
Mhm.
bro, it's not a crisis. Literally, all of our offense and defensive stats are top three behind Oli City and Liverpool. You expect Oli to be better than Pep or Klopp. Oh, here we go. You know what, Zeno? You get to this and then I'm going to get to this. Because I got a lot to say about this. So I'm going to let you respond and then I'm going to respond.
It's not a crisis. Literally, only offense and defense stats are top three behind City, Liverpool. Wait, what? You're saying our stats are top three? What stats?
I think he's talking about goals scored, goals conceded in the league and all that type of stuff. I presume so. That's what he's talking about. This is just me guessing. I'll let him respond further.
He says the
All
XG
right,
is
let me get to that. I'm
subjective.
just making sure everything's on spot on because slow mo should have started from the jump of this episode. So I'm just checking that they're all
No,
on
no
all
worries.
the other videos. That's all it is. But I believe they are all on. But I'm gonna double check that anyway. But right, let me get to this comment. So he says it's not a crisis. Literally, all of our offensive and defensive stats are top three behind only City and Liverpool. What do you expect Ollie to be better than Pep or Klopp? It's not about offensive, and so you're happy with what we've got going on, Unja. Let me ask you a question. So you're happy with how we're playing? Are you confident in how we're playing? Do you think we're going to
But
be
what
successful?
stats
Are
though?
you
Like
are
elaborate
you
exactly
confident?
what?
I think you're talking about goals scored and goals against. Football is much bigger than goals scored and goal against. Look at how we're playing. I'm thinking the bigger picture. I'm not talking just the Premier League. And I like how you picked out the stats just for the Premier League. Why have you not mentioned the League Cup? Why have you not mentioned the Champions League? Because that doesn't fit your argument. And this is the type of thing that I am talking about consistently. You can't pick and choose. The reason why it's not just on Premier League results as to why I've asked, is it a crisis? Why I think it's a terrible. This is not sustainable. Gary Neville sounded like me. So would you question him? Is he a fake fan? Is he not a real Manchester United fan? You know what I'm
Do you know
saying?
what's
Does he not
funny?
want the
We've
best, that
we've
wants best for
we've
the
been
team? Go
saying,
on.
we've been crying out for so long. We don't have patterns of play. We're
Yes.
individual brilliance FC. Then Gary Neville comes out and says it.
Yeah.
This is what we've been saying for how long? For the last 2 years or last year. And now
Yeah.
Gary Neville, go hate on Gary Neville. He's literally saying what we've said. What
What
we've
we've been
been
saying for
saying.
years. Years we've been saying. So I'm gonna let him
And even
respond.
this, did you watch Brentford versus Liverpool?
Yeah,
Bro,
no, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it. The
Brentford
full game,
played
no.
so good. Even Brighton, I don't know if you've watched, but you've probably heard Brighton play good football. Graham
Yeah,
Potter.
Brighton do play
Do
good
they,
football. Yeah, yeah.
do they have a better team than us? No. No, they
Absolutely
don't.
not. There isn't a Binus Basuma. We're not taking a player from Brighton. Let's keep it real. Basuma is the only one we are going to take.
But guess what? They play better football than us. How does that
Mhm.
work? They have a better
Yeah,
coach.
yeah. Z Gold says, guys, we're gonna put Villarreal in a headlock tomorrow. You know when a man come at your yard to fight you and you just lock off them neck. That's what's happening to Villarreal tomorrow. I hope you are right. I hope you're right. I do, but I don't see it. Well, let's keep going.
Mm,
Chris K says it has been a crisis. He got the permanent job as a manager. We are only just an Ndidi and a Neymar away from winning against Villa at OT. Give him time. Keenan says we are called plastic, aluminium, and wooden fans for going against the narrative and the so-called romance with Ollie. But like Zeno just spoke on, Gary Neville said things I've been saying for yonks. Zeno's been saying, Saeed's been saying, Aaron's been saying, Rance has been saying, Haj, Statman, we've all been saying all of these things, the things Tox has been saying. We've all been saying these things. So how come when Gary Neville says it, nobody gets on his case? Nobody gets on his case. But he didn't even go as far to blame the manager. OTG says, would it be worse if United won against Villarreal if it meant pressure is off Ollie even for a bit? Probably not. No. Nah, I don't think it really makes a difference because a bad result is always around the corner with this guy. So
yeah.
eventually, I don't think he might not make it through that run. I'm not going to lie. Let me go out on a limb and say I don't think he's making it through that run. That tough run of fixtures from Leicester onwards until Arsenal on November the 30th. I don't think he survives that run. I think we don't win games during that period. I legit don't. Well, what's your thoughts?
You know what? If you look at it game by game with our form right now, I would also agree that I don't see us winning any game. Literally, the way we played against Villa, and everyone knows how to set up against United now. Just park the bus and counter. And that's exactly what Villarreal done. That's exactly what teams do. We just can't break them down. When our manager is coming out in a press conference and saying himself, we can't break down low blocks, what does that tell you? That's literally giving the opposition managers a cheat sheet that's telling them, listen, that's all you have to do. Play a low block and we won't be able to beat you.
Facts. Well, let me get to this question as well from OTG says, would it, not that one, where is it? Let me click it up. Oh no, here we not question. Nippon says, don't lie, Flawless. You were supporting Tottenham in the 2019 final and Chelsea in the 2021 final. No, I wasn't. Tottenham was just the lesser of two evils. Chelsea in last year's final was the lesser. I was not supporting. I didn't cheer when Chelsea scored. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have cheered if Spurs scored. I was just like, you're the lesser of two evils. It's kind of like who do I dislike the least? That's what it was. It's kind of like having to, I don't know. I'm trying to think of an analogy to use. Surprisingly, I've not got one. But yes, it's the lesser of two evils in that. It's kind of like your mum saying to you, you can stay with this uncle or this uncle and you don't like either of them. You pick the one you dislike the least. That's what it is. Or you can stay with this aunt, you can stay with this aunt. Or you can stay with your nana or you can stay with your aunt. And you dislike them both. So, all right, who do I dislike the least? That's simply what it is. So I just dislike Spurs the least in that final. I dislike Chelsea the least. Or preference. I didn't cheer. I'm not happy for you lot. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather the game got abandoned. You know what I'm saying? And there was no Champions League winner that year. They should have avoided it. That's what he should have done. But we move. God Flawless, them Ollie in is on Statman now. Lord, I wish you was there, G. What happened? When was this, Black Diamond? Let me know. When was this? When did this happen? David says, anyone think Ollie is getting sacked is deluded. He's a yes man to the Glazers. I do believe he's a yes man to the Glazers. However, it's a money thing for them. And if we look like we're not going to finish in the Champions League, they pull the plug. If that's how it looks like, they pull the plug 100%. If it looks like we're not going to finish in the Champions League. Z Cole says, media pundits that backed Ollie all now dropping subtle shots at Ollie. Man can't lie forever because it's there to see. It's plain to see. Abdallah said, Ollie in for the vibes. Look, Chelsea fans, Flawless, do you think you beat us next month? No, I don't think United beat Liverpool next month. To be honest, I think it's got draw written all over it. Zico says, I'm just Glazers out right now because proper owners would change the manager and change expectations. I want them all gone. I want to change that all gone.
The most realistic would be the manager anyways. Like for Glazers, for owners to sell a club is just a long process.
The game against Villarreal was a one-off. Y'all forgetting Ronaldo, man, watching bag of brace against Villarreal. Nobody's forgetting Ronaldo.
Bro, we had Ronaldo against Villa.
We had Ronaldo against Young Boys. Like, nobody's forgetting Ronaldo. Don't take what we're saying or whatever I be saying or whatever Zeno's saying against the players. The players are top quality. I'm saying this Ollie tax is hefty. You could replace any team in there and say, oh, so you could say the game against such and such was a one-off. We're forgetting Ronaldo, watching bag of brace against whoever. Watching Bagger brace against Young Boys. Watching Bagger brace against Everton. Watching Bagger brace against Liverpool, Chelsea, City, Watford, Arsenal, Atalanta. Because he's Cristiano Ronaldo, he's more than capable of doing all of these things. He's more than capable of doing those type of things because he's Cristiano Ronaldo. However, all he tax is hefty because we had him against Villarreal. No, not Villarreal. We had him against West Ham. No, we had him against Young Boys.
Young
We had him
Boys,
against
yeah.
Aston Villa. We had him against Southampton. There's 3. So that's what I'm saying about that.
Southampton wasn't there, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm having a look. Do you think you'll beat us next month? No, we lose to Chelsea. I don't think we got a prayer against you lot,
I
to be
think
honest.
Chelsea is the one team I don't see us beating. Like Man
Yeah.
City, I can see
You
it.
can't beat City, yes.
Yeah.
Liverpool, I can't. City, yes, I can see.
Liverpool draw. City, I can see. Chelsea, I just don't see us winning.
Away at the bridge, nah. Where's the City? If the
Yeah.
City game's at OT, no, and it is at OT.
City's
They
at
do well at
OT.
our place. Yeah, they do well at our place. Even though we beat them
Yeah.
literally before the pandemic with the McTominay scored late. I think
And then there
Martial
was a
scored the
draw.
goal. It was a
Yeah,
draw
then we
last
lost
season.
in the cup. Yeah.
Yeah. Here we
Yes,
go.
we
Abdallah
don't do
says,
well at OT.
flawless, I done said it. Premier League games, Everton win, Leicester win, Liverpool lost, Spuds win, City draw, Watford win, Chelsea lost, Arsenal win. So you think we're beating Everton, Leicester, Spurs, Watford, and Arsenal? All right, Abdallah. What we're gonna do, and we spoke on this before, and we'll do it probably 2 weeks leading up to it. We'll start it. Me and Zeno, when United start that tough run of games, which will be, I think the first one is Leicester. We're gonna
Are we counting this weekend, Everton?
Nah, we won't count Everton this weekend.
Won't
It's
count
too
it?
late to start. So we'll start from
After the
Leicester.
international break.
Yeah. We'll start Leicester. Yeah, because that's perfect. Because then we can promote it during the international break when we're doing ManDem United. Myself and Zeno will both be doing. Well, we'll be doing 2 giveaways on this channel. So not only will you get is a replica football shirt,
Yeah.
a replica football shirt, and a Sarcasm City tee. They're the 2 things up for grabs if you predict the correct fixtures from United. So from Leicester all the way up to Arsenal. So we're not asking for correct scores. We're just asking for win, lose, or draw. And we're going to get predictions from anybody. Everybody can enter. One person will win a replica football shirt. One person will win a Sarcasm City tee. So that's how we're going to run it. And we'll launch that during international break as well. But you have to predict the right results. Obviously, you have to be followed and subscribed to the channel. Also, you have to be following me and Zeno on Twitter. You have to be following us both on Instagram. And you have to share it to your Instagram as well and tag both me, Zeno, and the Sarcasm City TV page as well. We'll put together. I put together a thumbnail, a poster for it in it. Don't worry, people. I get a pick and then do it like that. 100%. Will do. So a little giveaway for you, look. That's how we're gonna run it. Ryan says, how come you can't see us beating us but beating City? Because it's a Manchester derby. That's why. As good as City have been and how much better they've been than us, we've still managed to take points off it. Even last season, we stopped their run at their place.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we stopped their run. Chris K says Ronaldo needs on the right-hand side. Ronaldo needs to have Sancho on the right-hand side and Tony on the left-hand side, 2 players that think of passing first instead of shooting. I hear that. He needs creators around him. Being next to Cavani, Greenwood, and Bruno, even though they're quality players, I'm not gonna get the best out of I'm gonna get the best out of Ronaldo.
Did you see Gary Neville's 11?
Yes, I did.
That's why he's a failed manager. I don't have to say more. He was crying for United to sign Sancho, and he's not even in the starting lineup.
Awful, fam.
And then you're playing Cavani striker, Ronaldo left wing, Greenwood right wing, Pogba,
McTominay. Yeah,
no one is complementing each other. Ronaldo needs to be striker, or even if you want to start Cavani striker, you can't play Ronaldo left wing. He's not that guy anymore.
Absolutely not.
Even Carragher called him out. There's a reason why he's a failed manager.
Awful. That's an awful, like, he was really bad. Like, I've seen some bad teams, but that one was really bad. And I've seen some awful teams. Some absolutely horrendous, like, 11s. That's right up McTominay and Pogba. Fat man has McTominay is crazy. And Statman can hold it down against the Oli Inners, man. Statman knows what he's talking about. He's more than equipped. They can't deal with man like Statman. David says, we are rubbish. Kaimu, no trophies, nearly 3 years, 430 million plus spent. Fans forget this sometimes. I hear that. I don't know what KMU is, but yes, we are rubbish and no trophies. LOL Gamer said, how is it a crisis? That's why it's a question mark, LOL Gamer. So you're telling me you don't believe it's a crisis. So give me your thoughts then, LOL Gamer, if you are still here. Like, are you happy with what's going on? Are you confident into the future? Are you not confident? Are you ollie in? Are you ollie out? Like, what's your thoughts? What needs to be changed? Because do I believe it's a crisis? Yes, it is a crisis to me, but it was a crisis to me from the start of the season. So this is nothing new to me. I think people are just coming around to it. The fact that the mainstream media are turning around on this manager right now tells you all you need to know. The likes of Gary Neville saying what me and Zeno have been saying for months on this very podcast. We've been saying this for months on this very podcast. Now, when Gary Neville says it, everybody's like, and other mainstream media are talking about it. This manager's not been good enough, and he hasn't been. At the start of the season, even with the signings we made, at the start of the season, I gave us a 0.001% chance of winning the Premier League. We signed Sancho, Varane, and Ronaldo, and that didn't change. I gave us a 1% of chance of winning the Champions League. People looked at me crazy. You know what I'm saying? I told you Ollie tax is the heftiest tax in the world. Now look. We're out of the League Cup. My certain man were talking about domestic trebles. Now we're out of the League Cup. And now we've lost to Young Boys 2-1 and we've lost to Villa. Yes, where we are in the table is all well and good, but is it sustainable? Absolutely not. No one can't tell me they're confident of winning the league. Ask a Chelsea fan if they're confident of winning the league. Ask a City fan if they're confident of winning the league. That's not Yan City. Ask a Liverpool. Ask Ryan's in the comments. Ask Ryan if he's confident of Liverpool winning the league. Or ask a Liverpool fan in general. Ask a Monts. Ask a Saint. Ask a James Redmond. That man are confident. There's many Chelsea fans on there. Ask a Peter, a Carefree Lewis, a Wayne, a Winter Surfer. All these men are confident. City fans, if I could find any, they'd be confident too. Apart from Yan City, because she's pragmatic. You know what I'm saying? Like, she just hella just always shook to death. But like, they're confident too. Like, I see Big Steve on the Big Six show. He's confident of winning the league. Zayn,
speaking about the Big Six. Speaking about the Big Six, you know what? Do you know what they said? Big Steve, he says the only reason, he said all of the rest of the Big Six, so like everyone but United, obviously, they're so happy that Ole is the manager. And this is what they said. As rival fans, they're so happy Ole is the manager because if it was anyone else, we should be walking this league because of the team we have. Or we should at least be better challenging or playing way better football. This is what rival fans are saying. They want Ole to be our manager. That's how you know he's not the guy.
That's how you know. Because I'm Tuchel out. I'm Pep out. I'm Klopp out. I'm tired of these men. These men are too good. You know what I'm saying? And they make our rivals a threat. Yes, I'm Tuchel out 110% way. Find me a Chelsea fan that's Tuchel out. Find me a Liverpool fan that's Klopp out. Find me a City fan that is Pep out. It's not going to happen because their managers are quality and doing the business for those teams. The fans are confident in those managers. Our rival fans want our manager to stay. That tells you all you need to know. Everybody, I've not seen a rival fan that is Ollie out. Not one. They all want him to stay. But then they look at us like we crazy for wanting this manager gone. But we move. See, this is what man always say. 1 second, bear on me. Not Ollie in, but not out, just in the middle. We'd be playing better football, but no one has the reason to sack him right now. See, this is what man say. You are always sat in the middle. So you don't even back this manager. This is why you're not. You don't have no faith in him. This is my point. You don't have any faith in him, LOL Gamer. Because if you had faith in him, you'd be Ollie in. The fact that you're in the middle shows you have doubts. We don't be playing better football. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. We're horrible to watch. And the reason to sack him right now, there's multiple reasons that he should have been sacked. I'm not talking about just this season. I'm talking in general. Are you, LOL Gamer, are you confident we win the Premier League or Champions League this season? Are you confident? Yeah, man, the football we play is awful. It's awful.
And if you're not confident, like, answer Flawless's question, like, what do you think we win this season?
Yeah.
And if you don't think we win the Premier League or Champions League, why should he stay? You're manager of Manchester United. Look at the team we have. If you're not confident we can win anything, what is he here for?
Yep. I don't know why the Ollie in is set low expectations for Ollie when you're the biggest club in England and you should be having high expectations. And the thing is, having high expectations, if you don't have the squad to meet those expectations, different. We have the squad and the personnel available to meet those expectations. It's there. 1000% is there. So therefore, why are we not meeting that? If the squad's good enough, surely the manager's the problem. But yeah, let me know. Please let me know, people. Daniel says, big up my guy Flawless, always on the grind, and Zeno too. Large up to my guy Daniel
Big up,
each and
man.
every time. Big up to you. Can Oli Innes literally tell me one thing he's good at? Passion, vibes, desire, getting on the end of crosses, hard yards. It's pretty much it. That's all it is. Because he said he made a quote today. I seen it talking about McFred broke the ball up well against Villa. It's like, yo, McTominay didn't make a successful tackle or interception.
Do you know McTominay had 17 passes? As a midfielder in a pivot, he had 17 passes. What did McTominay break up?
He had 0 tackles and 0 interceptions. So how is he breaking up play defensively? Explain. What did he do? 0 interceptions, 0 tackles. Explain. What did he do?
He literally ghosted, man. Like, how
he had was it like 17 touches he had in the first half? It was like 7 or something like that. Or that might not have been that game, but one of the games recently, there was a first half. Can't remember who it was against, where he had 17 touches. See, I'm with you, Flawless. Don't think we'll win the Premier League or Champions League with his manager. Maybe FA Cup. All I'm saying is let's see what happens in the league. I'm done. Let's see what's happening. We've seen what's happened the past 2 seasons. I'm done. And this is my point. You don't think we'll win the Premier League or Champions League?
Literally in this sentence, he says, I don't think we'll win the Premier or Champions League with this manager.
Yes.
You literally say in there with this manager. So why aren't you all out?
Yeah. Facts. That's it. Facts. Because that's with this manager. That's a great spot that Zeno spotted out there. So let's get rid of him and get someone in. Even you said maybe an FA Cup. Maybe with this team. And LOL Gamer, I don't know how highly you rate this team. So let us know. You might not rate as highly as me. You might think we need a lot. We need a lot of players coming into it. Maybe. I don't know yet. Well, let me know. David says, I think Donny should be tried as a 6. Definitely can't do worse than McTominay. Definitely. Try him as a 6. Let's see how it goes. Because one thing we do know is that McTominay isn't good enough. So let's try Donny in there. And if Donny's not good enough, we then try somebody else. And then you keep going around until you find somebody who works. So you're saying our team's cold. You said our team's cold. My point. I don't think it's cold, but I think it's very good. So let's get rid of the manager then. Right, it's an interesting point. It says, how do you guys think we do without Maguire? How do you guys think you do without Maguire for a few weeks? Absolutely fine. We do fine.
Do you know he's been so poor this season?
Yes, he's not been good this season. He's not been good.
Him and Shaw, I don't think they've had a good game. I'm being real. I don't know if anyone can correct me if I'm wrong, but which game did Shaw play well in? Even
maybe
Maguire, because Leeds they look dry. Lindelof was the better centre back. Luke Shaw, I think he wasn't up to speed for Leeds, because I remember saying that.
Maybe Leeds,
maybe, but I still remember. I remember saying Luke Shaw and Maguire were dead against Leeds, because Lindelof played better than Maguire that game. I think Lindelof has been the better centre back. Maguire has been so dry.
He has been dry, but speaking of Lindelof and speaking a lot of things back onto the Villa game, I got questions. I don't know if it's Cavani. I don't know if it's the players. I don't know if it's the coaching staff. I don't know if it's Oli. Why is our centre forward marking their centre back? Why is Cavani marking House for their goal? Why is our centre forward marking their centre back? Whose idea was that? Was that Cavani's? Was that the players on the pitch? Was that the coaching staff? Was that the set piece coach? Was that Oli? What is going on? That doesn't happen anywhere else. Why is our centre forward marking their centre back? If it was our centre forward who is great in the air, if it was Ronaldo, that makes more sense because Ronaldo's just great in the air. However, I don't want my centre forward marking anybody, especially one of their better headers of the ball. It's one of their centre backs. And here's the thing why I have an issue with this. If you go back and watch the goal, people, guess who was marking absolutely nobody at that point? Guess, Zeno.
Who, Lindelof?
There you go. You got it in one, fam. Ding, 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 winner. I went back and watched it.
I don't even remember that. Damn.
Yes. I went back and watched it. Varane's marking somebody. Guess who's marking nobody? Victor Lindelof. That's my point. If that's Maguire, that's spoken about. And rightfully so. Why is our centre-back not marking their centre-back?
Do you know what? Well, I think with that one is because Cavani, his threat is known for being, good in the air, good at heading. I do understand that. But I get what you're saying as in Lindelof. But we all know Lindelof gets bullied anyway. So even if Lindelof is there, they still score.
Not defending. You know what I'm saying? Like, if we're attacking, yes, but we're defending. Why is Lindelof not saying, no, my man? Take responsibility. This is my point. Why is our centre back not marking their centre back? Varane was marking somebody. Who else is there? Was everyone else is marking? But I went back and watched it because I was like, who's marking this guy? And I seen Cavani on him. I'm like, that's a mistake. And I was like, look, who's in the 6-yard box marking absolutely nobody. I asked you, me and Zeno didn't discuss that before. Zeno knows exactly who I'm talking about. When I said, guess who's marking nobody? Lindelof. This is what I'm saying about this guy when I say he hides. Take responsibility, take ownership, take accountability. You're the centre back. We're 0-0 going into the final minutes of the game. Why are you letting our striker mark our centre back? Cavani don't practice marking people from corners in training. That's not his job. It's
Are
not
you
his
saying
job.
that because you want Cavani to be ready for the counter, or you just don't want to see Cavani
No,
defending like that?
I don't want my centre forward doing a marking job on their centre back, on one of their best headers of the ball. That's silly to me. Cavani doesn't practice marking. Lindelof's the defender. Mark.
I get your point, but we do have a set piece coach, so how they would be looking at it. We all know Lindelof gets bullied in the air, so even if Lindelof is marking him, they're still going to score. With
Nah,
Cavani, there's a better chance of defending it.
maybe. Actually, I don't know about that because Lindelof practice marking. That's in your job. That's in your. I rarely see Cavani marking from corners. Why is Cavani marking a man? He's a striker. I don't want to see. That's like Mason Greenwood marking a man.
Nah, but it's
Or
different, bro,
Cristiano
because
Ronaldo
Mason
marking
Greenwood
a
is
man.
not a threat in the air.
All right, it's like Ronaldo marking a man. I don't want to see that. It makes more sense for it to be Ronaldo because he's better in the air and he has a better leap. However, I don't want Ronaldo marking somebody. That's not in your same way. I don't want Lindelof taking penalties because that's
Nah,
not
but
in your.
Lindelof would
He's a
have
decent penalty taker. What I'm saying is that's not in your job description. You're a defender.
So
Defend.
would you say if that was Lindelof marking him, we don't concede?
Maybe.
Nah, bro,
Maybe.
Lindelof gets
He's weak
bullied
in the
though.
air. He does get
Yeah.
bullied. My point is on that though, is the fact it's your job. You're supposed to do that.
Yeah,
That's in
I
your
do
description.
get that. Yeah.
You're a centre back, a centre half in the defense. Defend the corner. It's in the title. Why are you not marking anybody? He was marking nobody. This is my point about this guy. Take ownership, hold accountability. You practice that. You practice that day in, day out. Your entire career, you've been practicing that. As a centre back, you're marking, you're defending. That's right up there with tackling. It's like a striker shooting. It's like a striker not wanting to. It's like we into a penalty shootout and our number 9, whoever that is, Ronaldo doesn't take one to the 7th, 8th penalty. Be like, what? Why have we got holding midfielders and defenders taking ones before Ronaldo? That makes no sense. Mark the man is what I'm saying. Defend. This is what I'm saying about this guy. I'm not saying he don't score. House might still score, but it makes more sense for don't you think Lindelof's a better defender a better man marker from corners than Cavani?
I'd say no. Real talk.
Right, jeez. That's how much you don't rate Lindelof. The fact that
in
you
the
think
air,
Cavani.
yeah.
So you'd rather Cavani be marking him than Lindelof?
Yeah, definitely, because Cavani is bigger and he is known for his aerial threats. Whether that's I know it's different attacking the goal, 100%.
Yes, it's different.
But Cavani wouldn't get bullied, or he would get bullied less than Lindelof would. Lindelof gets bullied all the time.
That's how bad our centre back is. That we're saying to our centre forward to do his job.
Yeah, no,
That's
I
how
do
bad
get your
he
point,
is.
100%. Lindelof does get bullied in the air.
That's how bad it is. Because if that's Maguire on the pitch, even though I don't rate him, if that's Bailly, damn, that's not happening. Varane's marking somebody. I can't remember who, but Varane's marking somebody. Because I went and watched it back. Noah says, flawless, if Ollie doesn't win a trophy this season, that's it, Ollie out. I'm telling you now, Noah, he's not winning anything. FA Cup at the most. Ryan says, do you rate Maguire or Lindelof more? Both don't like either of them, to be honest. Imagine if next season, if Ollie stays and we have McFraud and Phillips in the pivot, it can happen. The only place you're going to see a worse double pivot is on pro clubs with me and Peter. That's it. Other than that, you're not. Larger my guy Peter in it. Me and him in the double pivot. Let's go. Flawless, do you think Fred is good enough for Manchester United to start week in, week out? Absolutely not. As a squad player, yes. Big up, it's your boy who says, Malai Zeno, Wagwan, sorry for the lateness. No worries, man. It's all good. It's all good.
Big up, man. Big up.
With our current team, what is your preferred formation and lineup? Just want to see how different it is from what Ollie would do. I've already said I go 4-3-3. My line, De Gea in goal. Depending on if we're going attacking or defensive, if we're being more offensive, the fullback areas, I'm going Tellers and Dalot. If we're being more pragmatic and defensive, I'm going Bissaka and Shaw. Bailly, Varane, Matic, Bruno, Pogba as your 2 8s, Matic in the 6. Cristiano Ronaldo up top. Sancho left, Greenwood right. Probably my team.
Yeah. I think for me,
Actually, nah, I'll
would
tell a
do.
lie. I wouldn't go to 4-3. Let me switch that back. And then if I was being a bit more pragmatic, I'll do 2. So that's 1. I'd go same back 4 with the fullbacks, depending if we're being attacking or defensive. Matic and Donny in the pivot. Bruno 10. Pogba left. Sancho right. Ronaldo up front. That's what I'll go with.
Yeah. I think for me, I've got 2. So I got the 4-3-3. I'll do the back four: De Gea, Maguire, Varane, Dallo, Shaw. In the midfield pivot, I'd go Donny, Matic. Number 10, Pogba. Left wing, Martial. Right wing, Sancho. Striker, Ronaldo. Bruno and Rashford would not start for me if I'm the manager. Very good impact players. Bring them off on the from the bench, bro. If they're very good impact players, I've always said this about them. So for me, they wouldn't start. The second formation I'd want to do is 5 at the back or 3 centre backs. I'll play Lindelof right centre back, Varane, Maguire, Tellers left wing back, Dallo right wing back, Pogba, Donny in the middle. I'd have Sancho right, Martial left, Ronaldo striker.
Go for your
Wait, is
front
that
3
enough?
again.
Martial left wing, Ronaldo striker, Sancho right wing.
Fair enough. I ain't gonna argue with that. I'd rather see that lineup. I ain't gonna lie. Flawless when Rashford comes back, the front 3 has to be CR7 and Jaden. I disagree, but I can see it happening. But it doesn't make any difference anyway. It doesn't make any difference. 1 second.
Minor. With Rashford, I don't know if Rashford gets the best out of Ronaldo. I think if you're playing Ronaldo striker, you need to have creative outlets on both sides. So you need to have Sancho on the right, and you need to have either Pogba on the left, or Martial. Unless Rashford is a different player after injury, then maybe we'll just have to wait to see now. But I'd rather have Pogba or Martial on the left and Sancho right wing if you're playing Ronaldo striker.
I hear that. We got options though. That's the good thing. And someone mentioned it there. Chris K said it. Varane and Bailly. That's why in both my teams I put Varane and Bailly together. Like that's the 2 I want to see. 100%. I think they complement each other the best. I think they are 2 best centre backs anyway. And then Dalot, Wan-Bissaka, Tellers, Shaw, depending on how we're playing. Donny and Matic, depending on who we're playing. Bruno in the 10, I don't mind with Donny behind him because I wouldn't have Donny sat in the 6. I'd have him getting forward, and then he can operate in areas. So, and then if I got Pogba on the left, Sancho on the right, I've got 3 creative players in behind 2 goal scorers in Bruno and Ronaldo. That's how it's working. Like, that's how our pro clubs team gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got Monts, Tux, and Ryan behind Statman Baines. It was on those 4 to win those games, and obviously Zeno's on. Yeah, Zeno, you're on free kicks, isn't it?
Free kick duty, man. Free kick.
Yeah,
I've
you're
been
on free kick.
practicing.
You got
I got FIFA
you're on
today.
long and short. You know what I'm saying? Both long free kicks, short free kicks. You're on. Statman Baines is on penalties. You and Ryan are gonna alternate corners in it, so you can take corners from one. You can take one corner, or you can take one corner, or you man pick a side. You know what I'm saying? You man can pick a side. London is Blue says, "Hey, how's it going? Love from Chicago. Big up to you, man, from Chi-Town. Much appreciated."
Big up, man.
Flawless, we're lacking width with Jaden and Rashford. With Jaden and Rashford helps it. People need to put respect on Rashi. It's not my width doesn't have to come from my wingers. It can come from my fullbacks. This is why I said Dalot and Tellers, because they can provide the width. Tellers is a great outlet. Dalot can be a great outlet, and you can always switch up. You can tell Jaden to be on the right and get more chalk on his boots. And Rashford cuts in all the time anyway. It's not like he's a chalk. He's not a chalk on his boots type winger. He gets it and drives inside. I want to see him go the other way. I'd like to see him on his left foot more. Don't always get the ball and drive inside to shoot. Go the other way. That's what I'd like to see. I'm saying, as Paco, man, we remain positive over here. That's why I don't say that. Yeah, well, you're hearing about it now. You didn't hear about this alternating corners. You're hearing about it now. You pick a side, and what's it called can pick a side, and Zeno can pick a side. Is it concerning that most players Sir Alex managed all failed as managers? Not really, because they don't affect me, to be honest. So I'm not really too. Would I like them to do well? Yes, but I respect them as footballers. Go
It's
on, fam.
literally like what you're in a class with an English teacher, a very good English teacher. What it doesn't give you any credentials that you can go on and be a good teacher.
Yes.
Well, just because
That's
you
it.
had, you know what I
Yeah.
mean. It's different. Like obviously they learn. Obviously you learn key things from Alex Ferguson, like being a mentor and stuff, seeing how he does things. But it's a different time.
Mhm.
Football has evolved, the world has evolved. You can't use the same things Sir Alex Ferguson done back then now, because if he was a manager, he'd do things differently. He wouldn't
Mhm.
do the same things. One
Yeah.
of the biggest flaws with Jose is the way he managed players is still the same, where managing the younger players now it's different.
Yep.
Well, like he could come out. I'm pretty sure he came out and he'd cuss Etu or John Terry, and guess
Yes.
what? They'd work twice as hard, and Etu would go on and score a hat trick the next game. He came out, he called Luke Shaw overweight, and guess what? Like it just what you call it.
Yep.
He didn't have that mentality, as in he's gonna work harder. It just pushed him further back, and you can't use the same things as he done back then now because everything's different.
Mhm.
So yes, Alex Ferguson, best manager ever, but you can't
Yes.
use the same things he done back then now. Yes, there's some things in his philosophy, some things he's done that you can implement into your own style, but you need to make it your own
Yeah.
style.
It don't matter just because you have a great teacher mean you're going to be great. You still have to have that talent within you. Doesn't matter. Like Sir Alex Ferguson, his son is a manager. Well, was a manager, a decent manager, but that was it. He was nowhere near the levels of his dad, and that's how it runs. Same way Floyd Mayweather, if one of his kids boxes, might not be as good a boxer as and that's okay. That can happen. You know what I'm saying? Like the same way Floyd Mayweather Jr. was much better than Floyd Mayweather Sr. It was a much better, but it can work either way. Just because you have a fantastic, you can have the greatest teacher in the world,
Look at the
but doesn't
Fury
make it.
brothers. Compare
Yes,
Tyson to Tommy. Bro,
yeah,
big
yeah. That's
big
a very
difference,
valid
man.
point. Yeah, like you don't always get the Klitschko's where it's like they're both other level, and even
Yeah,
Vladimir was.
Klitschko's
I mean,
different.
Vitali was better than Vladimir. I thought they were
Mm,
both very good, but
yeah,
Vladimir was the better one. I would say no, Vitali. Sorry, the older
Vitali.
one was the better
Yeah.
one. Yeah, so it doesn't always work like that. Big up Douglas Blake. You said sarcasm, you really good with the delivery. Much appreciated. Bra says Wagwan. I hope you are blessed. Where else we are? Flawless, would you take Coleman when he gets fired? Absolutely not.
Never.
Flawless and Zeno, would you take Potter over Ollie? For me, I would. Says Z Gold. Yes, I would. 100%.
2000%, man.
Yes, I would. 100% I would. Yes, Vitali was the better one. Vitali would have
Yeah,
been. Vitali's the
definitely.
better one. He is the better one. I don't know what you're
Mm.
talking about. And the fact that you asking if Vitali's the better one lets me know that Vitali was definitely the better one. You probably think AJ is the best heavyweight in the world, from like, cut it out. The Eubanks, yeah,
Hey,
the Eubanks.
what did
Chris
you what
Eubanks,
did you think of the AJ fight though, bro?
it wasn't a
He
shock.
got slapped up.
It
He got
wasn't a
slapped up.
shock. Let me, hey, and side note, if someone in the comments can know where I can watch the fight back in full, let me know. I'm trying to catch it in full because I missed like the first
Do you
6 rounds.
want it? I watched. I
Yeah, we
watched.
got it.
I have yeah, I can give you my account for something for a streaming
I
site.
appreciate that. Yeah. Because
No
literally all it is,
worries.
I just missed the first 6 rounds and I just want to watch it back.
Yeah.
The Eubanks is a prime example. Chris Eubank Jr. is not as good as his dad. And
Mm.
he had a great teacher. So just because you have a great teacher doesn't mean you are going to be, if you have a great teacher, doesn't mean you're going to be a great teacher. Same way with streaming. Like you can have the best, whoever you think the best is in the world, and they can, but if you don't have that talent, you just don't have it. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm just using that as a point, Ryan. Innit? I never said you said that AJ is the best heavyweight. I'm saying you probably think that. You therefore have a wild take. 100%. Oh, AJ's not top 10 in the world or something like that. You've definitely got a wild heavyweight take. I know you. There's one in there somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Usyk's the best of all time. That performance got me emotional. Some bullshit. You don't say something like that. There's something in there. Oh, he's terrible. He's not top 20 in the world. Just say some shit. But yes, I would 100% take Potter over Oli. But I pretty much take anyone. There's very few managers in Europe that I wouldn't take over this guy. There's very few managers in the Premier League I wouldn't take over this guy.
Yeah.
And yeah, so back to the original point and the original question about us being in a
Crisis.
crisis.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, can the crisis be averted for the time being? Yes. if we can go down from cold red to cold blue, whatever the levels are, because I know there's different levels. There's green, there's blue, there's orange, there's red, for instance. If red's the worst, we might go down to orange, but then the threat can easily go back up to red. It could drop to blue. Get me? Then go to whatever, but it could go to green. But the threat level's always there. Go on.
Do you know what it's always been like with United? It's always been paper over the cracks. We've always played bad
Yes.
football, but before we just get the results. Now the results aren't even there. Like I said this in my post-match reaction. I don't think you can blame Bruno for missing the penalty. I'm actually happy he missed the penalty because if he
Go on.
scored, it would have been paper over the cracks. People would have been like,
Right.
"Oh, look, we didn't lose," but we lost, and we didn't deserve to win at all.
Yeah.
We didn't deserve to win. Villa had better chances. They missed a few as well, clear cuts. Like I mentioned, our XG is poor.
XG
So
as
I
well.
was I was happy Bruno missed because if he scored, the Ole inners would have not as many people would have turned because I know so many people who turned just because of that game, and it's
Ooh,
always been like that.
I love
Wolves,
that.
guess what? We played worse or we played the same dead football, but guess what? We got 3 points, and they had something to. Do you know what they would also always say that cliche thing, or you know your team's doing well when you get results, even when you play bad, bro. We play bad all the time.
Yes.
We've been doing this and we haven't been winning anything.
Play bad all of the time. All of the time
If
we
we
play bad.
if we won the Premier League, then I wouldn't be complaining, but we just won't.
Yeah. Exactly, and we're not. We ain't winning the Premier League. We ain't winning the Champions League. We're definitely not winning the League Cup. So FA Cup. That don't start till January. So what we here for? What we here for? What is your first choice manager if Ollie was to leave tomorrow? In a realistic world, it'd be Zidane. In the ideal world, could I take anyone? I think any of the top managers do bits. Probably Ancelotti. Probably
Yeah, I've always
Ancelotti.
rated Ancelotti. I can't lie.
In the ideal world, it'd
Realistically,
probably be Ancelotti.
yeah, realistically, it's Zidane. I mean, he has worked with Varane, Ronaldo. He wanted Pogba, Donny. It's just tailor made the squad for Zidane.
Yeah, that's
And
what
I
I
think
would
we
say.
were linked. We were linked to them after we sacked Jose. So yeah, because we got what you call it, we got Ole, and we were linked with Zidane anyway. So it's literally just tailor made for Zidane. But the thing is, yeah, and this is what I wanted to ask you, Flawless.
Go on.
Say we go on a bad run and say Ole gets sacked by December, but we're
Yeah.
out of the Premier League, we're out of the Champions League,
Mm-hmm.
and we get a new manager. But I'd be more pissed off if we do get a new manager then because we're out of everything already. The
Yes, I
best we
get your
could
point.
do is what win the Europa League or FA Cup. I don't want to
Yeah.
see us win the Europa League.
I ain't gonna lie, I'd take off Ryan's left arm right now to see United win the Europa League or FA Cup, just to see some silverware, just to celebrate some
Yeah,
silverware.
yeah, 100%. I get that, but
Mhm.
when you're in the Champions League right now, you don't want to be focusing on that. Like, for example, what Chelsea done, they got through, they sacked Lampard, and then they won the Champions League. That's what I would want to
Facts.
see. Sack
Facts.
Ole now, and we can still win something.
Yeah, we're still capable. We can challenge for the Premier League. We can challenge for the Champions League. We can genuinely challenge for the FA Cup. There's the 3 trophies right there. Not even win, we can challenge for. Like that new lease of life we'd get for a new manager, that breath of fresh air. Like I'd actually go to OT again. Like it'd be great. I refuse to go while these managers here. I go to away games because I know away games you're gonna be with the hardcore and I'm just shouting abuse at the ref and the opposition players and the opposition fans. That's all well and good. But it's like, well, if I'm going OT, if I'm not in the Stretford end, yeah, I'm not really for it, to be honest. I'm not really having it.
Mm.
But yes, I agree with you. Sack this manager ASAP. As Paco says, let's get to that. Flawless, are you free-forming? What do you mean? Am I free-forming or United free-forming? Let me know. I don't know what you mean by that. We were linked with Zidane, but he didn't want to come in mid-season. That just means throw a big bag at me. That's what that means. Throw a big bag at me. That's all that means. Big up Gary 1999 says big up Flawless, my G love. Big up to you. I don't want an interim. Mans will bring Ollie cheerleader to replace him. My man just might give him the next cheerleader job. This is why we just need to go get a manager. Just throw the bag at Zidane. You throw the big bag at him. Why would he not come to Manchester United? It's Manchester United Football Club, in the words of my Don Saeed. Ronaldo's here, Varane's here, and then the rest of the players are quality. Why would he not come? The fans would love him. Why would he not come? It's a major job for him.
He
Major. And
wouldn't
even
turn
if it
us
went wrong,
down.
he ain't turning us
Yeah.
down. No. I don't think any manager's turning us down. Just because the amount of money we'll pay and the prestige that comes with managing this club.
And the squad at our hands, it's
Mm.
not the squad we had after Jose. This is a very, very good
Yep.
squad.
Yeah, 100%. Even though here's a question from BZ. He says, "Ever thought your players just ain't good enough?" No,
No.
it's not that.
Maybe McTominay.
Yeah. Do we need to make improvements? Yes, but there's no such thing as a perfect squad. Chelsea, who won the Champions League last season, do not have a perfect squad. City, who won the Premier League last season, do not have a perfect squad. Liverpool, when they won the Premier Leagues and
Liverpool.
Champions Leagues, don't have perfect squads. So, nah. You know what I'm saying? Does
Look
improvement
at
need to be made in
Liverpool.
certain areas? Yes. But I look at that
Yeah.
Liverpool team, it tells you all you need to know.
What, they got Robertson and Wijnaldum who are relegated footballers, and look at them now. Or Robertson mainly. Look how far Robertson has gone in his career.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We got
All right.
Maguire from a relegated Hull as well. And
Mm-hmm.
look at the difference.
Yeah.
You could argue Robertson is the best left back in the world. Maguire, he's not even top 5 in the Premier League.
Yeah, that Espaco says free form with your dreads, or do you maintain it a certain way? Now I just get I just get them twisted every now and then. I need to job. It's been a minute. I need to get them twisted up. Need to go barbers and get the beard trimmed. I gotta do all that. But yeah, I just get it looked after. I need someone on it on a regular basis, but we move. He says, but you man got all world class players. You can't just blame Ollie. No, I disagree with this. We don't have all world class players. I don't think Wan-Bissaka's a world class player. I don't think Shaw's a world class player. I don't think Maguire's a world class player. I don't think De Gea's a world class player. I don't think Fred's a world class player. I don't think McTominay's a world class player. I don't think Matic is a world class player. I don't think Donny's a world class player. I don't think Bruno's a world class player. I don't think Rashford's a world class player. I don't think Cavani's a world class player. I don't think Martial's a world class player. Lingard's not a world class player. Look at the names I'm naming, so no. Matt is not a world class player. Teles
It'd
isn't
be
a
easier
world
just
class
to name
player.
the world class
Dalot's
players.
not a
Pogba,
world class
Varane,
player. You know
Ronaldo.
what I'm saying? And Pogba, we play out of position, and Varane's just landed. So no, they're not all world class players, and we're not just
I get what
blaming
you're
Ollie, but
saying.
he's at
I get what you're
fault.
saying, though. We have a team filled with superstars, top class players, 100%.
Yeah,
But that doesn't guarantee success. It
no,
doesn't guarantee you playing good football.
absolutely
Look at
not.
the players. Look at the players we have, but look at the players Brighton and Brentford had. Do they have a better team than us? No, but they play better football.
He said, right, all I hear from Saeed and Rance is they're the best squad in the league. Two things. One, shouts to Saeed and Rance, but they're not here. This is me and Zeno. Number two, you can still have the best squad in the league, but you don't have all world-class players. Beezy, who's your team? Who do you support? That's what I want to know. Who do you support? Jeffrey, this is the point. Man is just saying, it's just naming the starting lineup. That's it. We don't have world-class players. This myth. Do we have very good players? Do we have top-class players? Yes. And you don't need all world-class players to win league titles. I don't think every player at City is world-class. I don't think Kyle Walker's world-class. I don't think Zinchenko's world-class. I don't think John Stones is world-class. I don't think Rodri's world-class. I don't think Gundogan's world-class. I don't think Jesus is world-class. I don't think Ferran Torres is world-class. I don't think Jack Grealish is world-class. Doesn't mean I don't rate them players. My point is you don't need all these world-class, the same Liverpool, and I can run through the Chelsea team. I don't think all the Chelsea players are world-class either. I don't think Christensen's world-class. I don't think Rudiger's world-class. I don't think Reece James is world-class. I don't think Callum Hudson-Odoi is world-class. I don't think Alonso and Chilwell are world-class. I don't think Vernon's world-class. Havertz, Ziyech, Pulisic, Lukaku. The list goes on and on and on. Yeah, it's cool you just asking questions and I'm just responding. You mentioned two people who aren't here. Oh, Liverpool. Okay, cool. But yeah, like I said, respond to stuff I've said and Zeno said. I can't talk for an next man. Same way if Zeno wasn't here, I wouldn't speak for him. LOL Gamer says, flawless. I don't back Ollie, by the way. All I say is Ollie's juju is mad. Wouldn't surprise me if he won games in that run and they'll survive. It wouldn't shock me either. Do I think it happens? No. But it wouldn't shock me if it happened. I wouldn't be like, oh my God, he's pulled these results out of the bag whatsoever. But yeah, Ollie it's not just a blaming Ollie thing, but is he mostly to blame? Absolutely. Absolutely he is. LOL.
Yeah, because look, I get what you're saying. Like, how can you blame the player? I mean, Ole, but he doesn't put the players in a position to succeed. And I gave this example with Tellez. Everyone said, okay, look, I do agree Tellez was bad. He was coming back from injury. But the first 10 minutes, we didn't dominate possession. Tellez always had two players against him. Look at Trent. Trent is, okay, one of the best right backs in the world. The best right back in the Premier League. Everyone knows his attacking output, but Everyone knows he's a dead defender, but guess what? Klopp never puts him in the situation where he has to do that. Maybe it does happen sometimes, and everyone can see his deficiency, but it doesn't get talked about because his attacking output outweighs it. Klopp
Hmm?
doesn't put their players in a position for them to fail. That's a good
Facts.
thing about a manager and a system. A system will get you to highlight your strengths and it'll get you to hide your deficiencies.
Hmm.
So if your manager is getting the players to highlight your deficiencies, okay, the player does have a bad game, but it comes from the manager putting them in that position. Same with Lingard against Young Boys. Yes, he did make the mistake passing back, but he shouldn't have been in that situation anyways.
Yeah. LOL, then what is world class nowadays? Could you do Real Madrid right now? I think very few players are in the world class bracket, but that's just me. My criteria for world class is much different. Like when I turn around and say, who do I say most people might put? Say Lukaku. No, I don't think Lukaku's world class. That
Yeah.
doesn't mean I don't rate Lukaku. That just means I don't think that he's world class. Simple as that. And I don't think there's many world class players in Europe in general. I think we throw around the term too loosely.
Yeah.
When a player has a
100%.
good 10 games. That's what I would say. But you agreed and say you've got the best squads in the leagues, bro. No, I didn't agree. That's why I said we have one of. If Zeno turned around and said to me right now, United have the best squad in the league, I wouldn't argue him down. Someone said Chelsea have the best squad in the league, I wouldn't argue them down.
I'd say we're
Same
the
with
third best.
same with City as well. Any of those three. So I'm not gonna argue that point because that's a very close argument. The point is, here's the thing is, if we don't have one of the best squads in the league, that's Ollie's team. So if the players ain't good enough, the manager's still to blame because that's his team now. He brought back Henderson. He signed 2 fullbacks. He signed 2 centre backs. He signed a 6. I mean, he signed an 8/10 in Donny. He signed a 10 in Bruno. You signed
He
Jadon
gave new
Sancho. You
contracts
signed
to
Diallo.
to like
Yeah,
10
you've signed
players.
Cavani. You've signed Ronaldo. So this is your team. This is your team. So that's how I'm looking at it. All W's no L says flawless PSG watch along. Yes, that will be going down on the Twitch, people. I will be doing the PSG Manchester City watch along live on the Twitch. Large up Ryan S says big ups. Beezy says Ollie seems like he's got unreal management, but they won't listen to certain shit he says. If you get me, well, that's just him being a bad manager. Either way, like I said, if the players are good enough, he's not getting results. That's on the manager. If the players aren't good enough and we're not getting results, that's on the manager because it's his team. It's his team. He signed multiple players. Like we can
But you
go
see
through
with
it. Go on.
man management, sorry, like there's more to being a good man manager than just making your players happy.
Yep.
You look, let me give you an example. Harry Maguire had to take injections to get through games. Lindelof played with a back injury. Rashford, everyone said he had the shoulder surgery, but it just came out that he was still recovering from a tear in his ankle. Okay, Rashford had a back problem as well. Pogba, he played through COVID and he played through an ankle injury. Yeah, how many players has he played through injury? Look how he's treated Donny. That's what you call being a good manager is more than making your players smile, more than making them happy. There's so many things that goes into being a good manager,
Yep.
and
It is.
I think it's a myth. He has stabilized the ship, he has brought in vibes, but there's more to football, or there's more to being a good manager than just making your players smile.
Yeah. And that's it. So, like I said, either way, if the players aren't good enough, that's on the manager because they're his signings. If the players are good enough and we're not getting results, that's on the manager. Either or. Doesn't mean the players are blameless. No, I've said this, the players need to do more. For certain games, the Southampton game, the West Ham game, I blame the players more than I did the manager. It doesn't mean the manager gets off scot-free, though. You're to blame. And we've got poor results. And this is not just this season. This has been his entire reign. We still not won a trophy. Both the managers before you, had worse squads and won managers. And won trophies, sorry. And won trophies. So why are you not? Well, we move. It is what it is. I don't think Ollie studies the players he wants before that. The players before he signs them. I don't know what he does. Jay Finesse says, big up the ManDem. You got this elbow coffee or a joker. Beezy says, I'm not arguing for Ollie, bro. I'm saying it seems like he's got management. He's got man management, and that's all. I agree he should go. And if he does, United will be a threat again. So you get what I'm saying then?
No, I agree with what you're saying. I'm just saying
Oh,
there's more to being a good manager than making your players smile.
yeah.
Well, playing them through injuries, what? Ruining their careers. You're risking a player's career playing them through injury.
Yep.
Overplaying players.
Facts.
Playing Bruno and Rashford the amount of times he did last season. Well,
Talk
that's
about it.
good. That's being a good man manager. You're
Talk
gonna
about it.
ruin Rashford's career. You're gonna ruin his career. He's gonna die out by 27. Is that good man management? I don't
Talk
think
about
so.
it. There you go. But yeah, we're gonna close out the show, people. We hope you lot enjoyed it, whether you're watching this live or watching this back, or you're listening on one of the audio platforms. Don't forget, you can listen to this show on all the other shows on the Sarcasm City TV, YouTube, and Twitch on audio only platforms. All the other shows, aside from watch alongs, do go on audio only platforms. The links for the SoundCloud, Spotify, and iTunes are underneath in the description, people. So wherever you listen to podcasts, type in Sarcasm City TV and we will pop up so you can listen while you're driving, while you're cooking, while you're cleaning, or you might just want to be on your phone and not see mine or Zeno's face. You might just want to listen in the traditional way of listening to podcasts. So that's absolutely fine. Please make sure you hit the like button on the video as well. Share and subscribe. It is road to 4K on Sarcasm City TV. Please don't forget, we're going live again twice tonight. We're going to have the PSG versus Manchester City watch along. That'll be on the Twitch. But I'll go live on the YouTube beforehand. I'll go live on the YouTube before the Twitch to remind you lot to get over to the Twitch, which is Sarcasm City TV. And then we got the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A members edition. That'll be going down on the Twitch as well, where you lot can ask basically the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. You can ask us any question, past or present, or sporting wise, and we'll answer your questions. So myself, Yan City will be on, I believe Eleanor might be on, and we'll join by a couple members. Want to join the membership link is underneath in the description. I will get to the final comments as well. Anything you want to add before we bounce those, Zeno?
Nah, man, big up to the comments. It's always live. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow us on all socials. You'll check my socials. If you just follow Flawless on Instagram, you'll see my stuff. But yeah, man, let's get to what 3.5K. Let's get to 4K. You man, share this, like and subscribe.
Road to 4. Elijah, my guy, Bits and Bobs. He says, Bun Ollie, the fraud. It's exactly what he is. Fraud, 100%. Jay Finessum says, smash the like button and subscribe button, fellas. Make sure you do that. It's good to see new people here as well. Ethan says, yo, Flawless Statman is out here arguing with Ollie Innes. Where? On his show? Is Statman on the show or is he on? Let me know before I go about that.
Yeah,
LOL Gamer
he's
says,
doing a
Ollie out.
stream. He's doing a stream with Ole Innes.
Oh, yeah. He does it with Never a Foul guys, isn't it? All right, I'm gonna leave them to it. If you backing Ollie at this point, I got nothing to say to you lot. Question: would you rather get knocked out of Europe completely than play in the Europa League? I'd rather get knocked out completely. Absolutely, I'd rather finish bottom of the group. 100%.
Yeah.
Beezy says, good to see you, Beezy here. He says, you got the squad this season to rotate as well, but yeah, big up you lot regardless. Big up to you. I hope you join us again.
Big up you, man.
MOTG says, great show. Big up to you also. And the ManDem United podcast people will be back Thursday. So we will be back Thursday. We're here every Tuesday and Thursday. Myself and Zeno discussing all things Manchester United. Going to start getting special guests in from next month as well. It's been a while since we've had a special guest on here. So I'm going to start getting special guests back on and back in here, people. So yeah, man, love to each and every one of you lot. And this has been the ManDem United podcast on Sarcasm City TV. Thank you very much for tuning in.